Twisted Fate?
Yes, sir.
To the dark side.
Alright. I say yeah.
So, I have a few buddies that have been wanting to buy a bike so they can ride with all of us and everything. And I keep getting asked, you know, what should I start on? What's a good bike to start on? I mean, you've had Harleys, you've had everything. And, you know, everybody says that you shouldn't start on an R1. You shouldn't even start on an R6. I actually do not. If you want a sport bike, it doesn't matter if you go get an R1 for your first bike. It really doesn't. It matters about how you treat the bike and how you ride. If you're a crazy, insane person and you're just gonna go out there and it's your first sport bike ever and buy an R1 and then just give her what she's got, you're gonna fucking die. You know, even R6, R1, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're gonna fucking die. But, I mean, if you take it easy, honestly, if you can do that and then train yourself up on it, buying a 300, a 400, or whatever, you know, is going to be a waste of money. Literally. Because your resale, you're never going to get what you've got into it. And after about 3 months of riding, a 300 or 400 or so-ish, you're going to wish that you had bought at least the 600cc. It's just the truth of the matter. So I'm gonna say, if you're gonna be out buying a bike, as long as you can respect others and yourself and respect the motorcycle, it doesn't matter. If you got the money, get the biggest, baddest bike out there. I mean, don't go put nitrous or nothing into it, but it doesn't matter. You can get a big bike and be just as happy. I mean, I'm not saying the little bikes are bad. Some people buy the 300-400s and everything, and that's all they ever want. It works for them. It's, you know, they are great bikes. They really are. You know, they run good, they're quiet, they're smooth, they turn well. You know, maybe not as well as the R6 or R1 or anything, you know, 600 or 1000s. You know, a lot because of how much the bike has more weight, probably, big, wider tires, lots of different things. You know, there are many, many different things. Cornering, they say the 600cc's are the best cornering bikes, even over the 1000s. A lot of racers ride the 600s. It doesn't really matter. If you want, like I say, as long as you can respect the motorcycle, the bike, no matter what it may be. You could be a cruiser, anything. It doesn't matter. As long as you can respect the bike, I'd say get whatever you want, whatever you can handle. I mean, if you're a small guy and you're gonna go buy a big freaking full dresser or something and it's your very first bike, I do not recommend that. That is a very heavy bike. It's very, I mean, you should definitely not buy like something super heavy. Just, especially if you're a small guy. I mean, the bike will balance itself. You know, you get moving, you can't even tell. It's good. The bike pulls itself up, it keeps itself straight. You know, but as far as touching the ground, even if you're short, I'm only 5'6" and I ride an R1. I actually do have a lowering kit in this bike, but I actually don't really need it. I mean, when I'm down, I can you know, I got my heels off the ground pretty good, but you don't really need it. These bikes are not very heavy at all. They stand up easy, they're whatever. I mean, my Harley was harder to hold up because that's a lot heavier bike, my dyno. And I've never had, I've ridden a full dresser, but I've never actually owned one. I wouldn't want one. It's really not my style. But I mean, those bikes are heavy. I have ridden one. Those are very heavy. The newer ones, they got these automatic stands that come down and everything, but that's a different story. So yeah, I mean, if you're in the market to buy a bike, a sport bike or cruiser, whatever, pretty much as long as you can respect yourself, others, your environment, your motorcycles, especially the bike, then I say buy whatever you want. Whatever is in your budget, whatever you can afford. I mean, obviously everybody's budgets are different and everybody can afford different things, you know. And if you want something bigger, you can save up. I mean, you can always rent a bike for a weekend if you're just going to do that. But yes, definitely just, I say go for it. Get what you want. Get the R1. Get the 600cc. Get the whatever, you know. You do not have to start on a small bike. Now, if you can afford to buy the small bike and then sell it in a year or two, whatever, and then upgrade, if you can actually afford this, you're financially stable, everything for it, go for it. Because actually you're going to be able to get on that a little more. It will give you a better feel. I mean, if you don't even have your license yet and you're still, you know, younger, living at home, I recommend just getting a dirt bike, because then you're going to get all the justs of everything that you need to know through that for the most part. And you know, dirt bikes move. It really doesn't matter. Get at least a 125. That way you got the height down. When you sit on a rocket, it's going to feel short compared to that thing. So that is your gist of everything. But yes, get a dirt bike if you're still at home, you're still waiting to get your license, you're still waiting to, you know, all this fun stuff. We're down to, you know, that car that was about to come out, my first rocket, well, it wasn't my first motorcycle, but my first rocket ever, I crashed right there in that intersection, right? But that guy was going to do the same thing. There was a truck on the side of me, and it was a big, tall, moving truck, enclosed, and I was going, you know, 30, 32, something like that, you know, had my helmet on and everything, and sure enough, car just went, didn't see me, and boom, I tried to lay the bike down, I got it about halfway down, and then that was it. Hit, flipped over the car, knocked me out cold, walked away with scratches and bruises. It was a bad deal. But yeah, that just reminded me of it because that fucking dumbass just did it. So yeah, anyways, if you're at home, get a dirt bike. 125 or bigger. Don't matter, 2-stroke, 4-stroke. I mean, get the 4-stroke if you can. They last a lot longer, cost you a lot less in the long run. A lot more at the start though. But you won't have to be rebuilding them every year and such. But yeah, get a dirt bike if you're still at home. Anything else, I say get what you want. Just respect the bike. Make sure you respect it. Look out for everybody else. You know. And if you've never rode a motorcycle before, I recommend staying the heck away from busyness completely. I mean, trailer it to the country if you live in the city. Ride around on the back roads, minimal traffic, everything. Get the feel of everything first. If you're very wise, very intelligent to do this. I'm waiting to get waved down. I know lots of people here. Yeah, these are the things you have to do. You have to respect your motorcycle, no matter what type of motorcycle it is. Always be aware of all the other drivers. You could be the best rider in the world, but you can't control the other asshole on the road. I mean, they're always, you know, they're talking nowadays. Everybody just talking on their cell phone, or, you know, it's always something. There's always something. So you just have to respect it. Respect your bike, and then you can get whatever you want. Be safe. Learn it. Get the feel of your bike before you try anything. Just because you have a bike that can go 150 miles an hour does not mean you have to go 150 miles an hour. You have nothing to prove. You know, enjoy your life. I'm not saying none of us have ever went that fast. I'm not saying you never. I'm not saying you never can, but I mean, it's illegal. You shouldn't. You should obey the law at all times, unless you're on a track or something. But you just have to, yeah. This is a little town called Pine Island. I have no idea why it's called that. I know this is where the famous Cheese Fest is, but that's because they have the Land O'Lakes cheese plant here, which we did drive by a little bit ago. I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah, this town. It's really not a bad town, other than there's a lot of assholes that live here. There's a lot of assholes that live everywhere. No, it's not so bad. It's not. It would definitely not be my first choice to live at all. Not even in the top anything ever. But I don't know, it's not horrible. I guess it could be worse, right? It's just not set up very well, I don't think. I don't know. And we all have our own reasons for things, I suppose. I was wondering if Shane was still working. Is he? He could be. Oh, what's this? Power line down. Power line down. Yep, it is too. Everywhere.